Open up. Thank you, Phil. We will open in prayer, and again, I will greet you all in solidarity and power and great help to all of us. Is Tanya online?
Nope.
Okay, Michelle, would you mind leading us in prayer, Michelle Thomas?
Sure. Father God, we come to you thanking you for letting us see another day. We ask that you bless each of our members on the call, those that are trying to get on and those that aren't able to make the meeting, and continue to bless our families. Father, we ask that you bless our meeting and let us receive the information and continue to do the good in the community. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Next up, everybody, will be the approval of the agenda. Did everybody get a chance to see the agenda? Maybe we can bring it up here. Did everybody get a chance to see the agenda? If not, I will read it.
We got the agenda and the minute.
They was, yeah, some people may not have received. Let me see if I can bring that up right now.
Yeah, because usually that's me. I was so excited, I didn't know what to do.
All right, I will read the agenda and entertain a motion for acceptance. I will call the order, invocation, approval of the agenda, the minutes, correspondence, financial report, committee reports, president report, old business, new business, good and welfare, and adjournment. We'll entertain to accept the agenda as presented.
Motion to accept.
Okay, Trace, you got those?
Pam, and who?
I couldn't hear the other person.
Second.
Okay.
And
Thank you, Andela. There's been motion and second. All in favor? Ayes have it, and minutes are agenda is approved. Thank you. So next up is the minutes.
Motion to accept the minutes.
Are there any discussion, any additions, any corrections on the minutes? Hearing none, I'll entertain that motion. Is there a second on that motion?
second.
There's been motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, next up is correspondence report.
Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. I currently do not have anything to report.
Okay, thank you. Next up, it would be our financial report. Our financial treasurer will not be able to make the meeting today. Those of you that have the report in front of you, Tracy, could you go through the report with them, or you would like me to do it?
I'll read it.
Thank you.
Comerica Bank's beginning balance was $5,247.38, which consisted of $1,230 for Cash App, $75 in checks.
Could somebody mute? We're getting some background noise. Could somebody please mute?
And $221.76 in credit card payments. The accounts receivable and payables was $1,526. Yeah, which included the $23 Cash App from Facebook, which, okay, then First Independence Bank, their balance is $6,728.48. No checks, no accounts payables, which leaves our account balances at $13,479.62.
Okay, thank you, Trace. Thank you, Trace. Are there any questions on the financial report? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to accept the report as presented by Tracy, prepared by Tawana. Is there a motion?
I make a motion to accept the minutes. the financial report, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Second.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Tracy got that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Aye.
Those opposed? Hearing none, the motion is carried. Thank you. Next up are our committee reports. We start out with Phil with the room full of furniture.
As of right now, we're actually looking pretty good. 251 ticket entries, which is actually, if you minus 140 to cover the 140 tickets entries, that covered the cost of the raffle and the $100 that we pay for the physical tickets and flyers. We're looking at right now $1,665 in pure profit so far.
Okay.
Was
So,
that number again, Phil?
pardon me,
That figure 1,000?
$665 right now, because we just had an entry come in just before the meeting. So
Mhm.
yeah, two more.
Fantastic. And Phil's going to do a demo for
But you
us.
want to do just a quick run through? All right,
Yes, sir, if you don't mind,
we
Phil.
share the screen. Bring this back
Uh,
up.
Let me preface it for a second, Phil. I'm sorry, I've had a long day. Funerals. We had people questioning, especially some of the older members, and people were buying ticket sales about how the drawing is going to work. And those of us who were here when we did the drawing for the Roy Gamble event knows how it worked. So for those who are still a little unsure of it, Phil's going to give us another demonstration. That's the purpose of what's going on now. All right, Phil, thank you.
Okay, so now let me there share. Okay, you should see it. And so I have a list of, I didn't want to put ours in because I just didn't want to, kind of like where I won this time and I lost the next time. So as you can see, when I put in the entries, there would be like this row right here, but it will accept them this way as well. So if you look down here at the bottom, it says the amount of names, so it's 15. So you see the 10 with my name, then there's 5 more. I just put in numbers to use for an example. But people may want to, let's say, shuffle the names. So you can shuffle them so they come up like this, and shuffle a couple times that way. That way we can screen through and see everybody's name that's possible. It's still showing 15 names. Still showing 15 names. We're only going to have one winner. And then when I hit random name picker, you're going to see the names circulate in this area right here, and then it will stop and say what the person is. So I'm going to do that now. So number 50 would have been the winner if that had been the actual drawing. And the only other difference will be is that I will be tying this to our Facebook group. So it'll be here so they can see it on Zoom, but they can also see it from the Facebook group live. So Detroit, it'll be tied to Detroit chapter Facebook group.
Does anyone have, thank you, Phil. Does anyone have, I'm sorry, Phil, will you finish? Excuse me.
No, that's it.
Okay, thank you, Phil. Anyone have any questions for Phil? Does anyone have any concerns?
Tony and Pam.
Go ahead, please. Tony, go ahead, please.
Yeah, so when we put them in the name who sold the ticket and also the individual's name, or just, how do we do that?
If say you sold 5 tickets to somebody else, the whoever the name is that would have been on the physical ticket or that did it by Cash App or with credit card, that name would go in for the drawing. You just get credit for selling your number of tickets as far as our commitment as board members.
Okay, so that's just to show our commitment. That's not, well, that's also the enter in, right? So who's typing the names in?
You need to come over here.
I am, but I'm also I've been collecting the list
Okay.
as ongoing as, I have 251 names now. That's including your name multiple times. Tony 1, 2, 3. If you bought 5 tickets, it'd be 1 through 5 with your name attached to it. So that way it would show that you had 5 entries.
Right,
like-
but the name of the individual that's on the ticket, will that pop up as the?
Yeah, their name. So your name, to be clear, so you're gonna have the person that's, say you sold 10 tickets, 5
Right.
to 5 other people. Those names will go in there to who you sold it to, who purchased the ticket, and then you bought 5 tickets for yourself. So you would have 5 entries as well for yourself. That would come up to 10. The 5 people that you sold to and 5 that you sold to yourself or bought for
Right,
yourself.
okay. So that's understood. It's just the idea of you're going to install the other folks' name. I mean, everybody.
And they're gonna be able to see everybody's name. I'm gonna make it nice and slow so
No,
they can
not
look.
to see it. Not to see it. I'm just saying who's going to install the name. You're going to do that manually?
I've been
on
doing
the
it
ticket.
all along. So yeah, I got it
Okay.
in a document. All I gotta do is copy it from the document and paste it in there.
Right. So once the ticket stub is turned in, then you'll install the name.
I added to the list at that time, and then Tracy's running a duplicate list as well that also shows who sold those tickets to whom.
Okay.
And
All right.
also they've been paid, Tony, if we have the money for them all as well. So with this discussion going on, which is a good discussion, and it's a question for everybody, and I like Tony and Phil to lead this. Do you think when we do the program, and Phil, I'm going to talk with you later offline about the program. Do we need to show all the names first before we begin the drawing, to show everybody all the names that are in there, or discuss it, say we got 300 names or whatever? Do we need to do that?
All right, but let me go back and give you an example. That way, this would eliminate. That way, you can see it for yourself. Just go. I'm gonna, because you saw, I'm gonna open up the same page again, but this time I'm going to actually enter.
Phil, you want me to show them the list of how I keep the person's name on the ticket and the seller? That what you work off of?
That's strictly after you get the ticket stub in, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
once we get the information of, like, I'll get emails with pictures of tickets. And what I'll do on this spreadsheet in the first column, that person's name that's on the ticket goes in the name of ticket column. And then the price they paid, which is 15 for everybody. Then the next column I have is this ticket seller. And then the next column I have is the method of their sale, whether it was Cash App or credit card.
Heck,
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not confused on all that process. All I'm just trying to get some clarity as of the ticket stub as itself. So if nobody turns the ticket stub in, even though they sold a ticket, you won't have a name to put in the barrel.
Correct.
yeah, we got.
And the only way you're installing the names now is strictly by the ticket stub. So if I give my ticket stub to Michael Joseph Monday, he's
Yep.
going to pass them to whoever over there, and then y'all will process.
Will be
Okay.
input.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you have to turn the ticket stub in. That's
Yes,
my
sir.
main concern. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, without a ticket stub, it's basically a no sale.
But okay, so I know someone who had 7 tickets, sold 5, can't find 2 of them, and they're just out of luck, I guess.
And they turn their money in?
We have the money for them, yes, but they just don't have the stub. They can't find the 2
Do
stubs.
then is the stub the ticket seller, or is it someone they sold a ticket to?
Ticket seller.
If it's-
They had 2. They sold 5. They had 2 themselves with their names on them, and they can't find the 2 that they had.
So let's discuss that. Is it possible, guys, that if it's one of our people that we could, if they bought the ticket for themselves, that we know, we have the money for it.
Yeah.
we necessarily need that stub? Again, if it's somebody we know, a seller versus a stranger.
I don't see where the problem would be, that we should be able to accept their name, and the fact that, especially since they had a window of,
Yeah, stuff.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't see,
tick
I
1
don't
through
see.
7, and they gave us 1 through 5. We know 6 and 7 belong to them because we already got the money.
Right,
So
we have the money.
Okay.
yeah, just give us their name and
So Tony, make them sweat a little bit, then tell them it's okay.
I sure will. You best believe that. If they aren't on already, they might be doing this recording, knowing who they are.
Okay, someone else, I'm sorry, who else had their hand up? So I'm sorry, Tony, you good, Tony?
Angela
I'm
Internet.
good. I'm good.
Tony, you good?
I'm good.
Okay.
Angela
Someone else?
Powell.
Angela, excuse me. Go ahead, Angela, please, and good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. So I just want to clear up and piggyback off of what Tony was kind of asking. In my case, I've sold all of my paper tickets. So, because we keep saying they can't be entered unless they have a stub. So if I'm selling tickets via Cash App and they put in the notes or in the memo section their name, how many tickets they bought, well you'll know how many they bought by the dollar amount, but their name, how many tickets they bought, and then the seller, is that not considered a stub?
Yeah, they use Cash App, they're good. Go ahead, excuse me, Phil, go ahead, please.
Yeah, no, you're good. Whether you really didn't, because there's some people like to have a physical ticket, so for whatever, their records or whatever, which is not a problem. But if you got a physical ticket, and that, we had this discussion before, if you, since we all are apart, if you had taken a picture of those individuals would have got credit, and then you would have got credit as the seller for those particular tickets. So as long as you were getting credit for your minimum requirement, you're good. So whether once we get the money and you give me the names, whether electronically or take a picture of the ticket, it's the same thing. They're going to get entered, and it's credit for how many ever tickets that matches the funds that are submitted.
Yeah, Angela, with yours, you submitted your 105. We've got you down for 2, 4, 6, 5 tickets with your name and 2 tickets with 2 other people's names. So we've got all 7 for you.
Okay, and then so any addition, and then I sold 2 today via Cash App. So if I sell any additional, that doesn't matter because I've received credit for my 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
7.
Yeah, you're good.
But it's nice to
Okay.
know if they put your name as a seller, it's nice to know, because we may have a secret prize for whoever sells the most tickets.
Mhm.
Hey, a large glass of water goes a long way, okay? Remember that.
Thank you for the
and-
clarity.
Thank you all for the hard work you're doing. And Tracy and Phil and I have been doing it. Tracy and Phil were up late the other night, going through a lot of things. Are there any other questions on the raffle room full of furniture?
I'm just hoping we get at least 29 more tickets entries in, so at least that way we're walking away with $2,100, the same thing we invested. So
I'm hoping for another 129 tickets.
plus I said minimum of 20.
I know. You know me. I gotta have that big vision going.
Yeah.
But everybody, if you can, put on your page, your personal pages. I know I just did it on my page. We're gonna try to make a video earlier this week at the actual store and put that on to remind people. Remember, everybody, we talked about this when it first happened, when Phil and his team came up, the committee came up with it.
Hello?
Urge you to not wait until the last minute, and human nature, folks wait till the last minute. This is it. This is drop dead time. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Somebody
I
hand up,
have a
Pam?
question. Yeah, I asked. Okay, I just noticed the spreadsheet that Phil had up there. I seen my name, Pam Smith, and I seen my name about 4 or 5 times. Okay, I didn't turn in tickets like that. I turned in individual names. So, see, that's what I was asking about. I seen Pam Smith 1, Pam Smith 2, Pam Smith 3. I'm not understanding.
Okay, so Pam Smith, 1 through 7, that's 7 entries. So I did not receive anything that said that there was a name attached to your sale.
No,
No, I gave names and numbers.
I sent you a new spreadsheet with that
No,
information.
No. Phil, she says she sent it to Phil. So to answer your question, Pam, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tracy.
Pam and I had this discussion.
Oh, okay.
Because I had to call her. And then after I corrected it, I had her 7 names, but I also had that Pam 1 through 7. I talked to her to make sure that that wasn't duplicated, which it was.
Oh, okay.
And once I talked to her and realized that I took the Pam 1 through 7 out.
Well, I just see
Okay.
it. That's
So
why
I just need to change that to the
yeah,
7
the
individuals.
names.
Yeah,
Okay.
Right.
Once this afternoon, when I get the last updates for today, Phil, I will send you a totally new, latest and greatest spreadsheet
Okay.
as of 6 o'clock, 7
I got it.
Okay.
But as you can see that, your ticket amount is there. It just doesn't have the right
Right.
name.
I got that, but that's why I'm
Okay.
piggyback off what Tony said, because now are you gonna go through the whole spreadsheet before you hit shuffle so everybody's name can appear?
Pam,
Then
let me jump in, Pam, real quick, because I want to keep us moving.
Just yes or no? That's it.
No, baby, no, baby, it's more than a yes or no. Let me finish. So again, for everybody to understand that we've been working on this, and it's very fluid. For example, just like Angela said, I sold 2 tickets today. We don't have that on there. Once Tracy gets it, then it'll be updated. This thing will be updated to the last possible minute. If I get 15 people give me the $15 a minute before the thing, they're gonna be in the contest. So
I got that, Mike. I
okay,
understand
but
that.
Pam, I'm talking to everybody in general, not just you, baby.
Okay.
Everybody. That's what we wanted to do this. That's why Phil, did this today, so we all understand. Because people want to ask us questions. I want us to be able to ask questions. I want us to be comfortable with the process. So that's why we're talking about it now. So again, we get constant updates. I even had one when I took Juanita and Calvin's money and I put it through my Cash App. I got it back. To me, it said I did it twice for Juanita, but Tracy had the right one. She said, "No, Mike, you only got it once." So we're dealing with electronics and stuff. So we will make sure the sheet is right. And that's my original question I asked to Phil. Everybody, do we need to put those names up? And Phil said, of course, we don't need to. They'll already be seen. So I'm gonna make sure everybody's comfortable with that.
And just to get on that, with Phil and I, Phil is telling me how many names and entries he has. I'm checking how many names and entries I have. So our numbers are constantly trying to jive.
Mm-hmm.
And if our numbers don't jive, then Phil and I get on the phone and we see who's not jiving.
Yeah. And even the money totals as well. Make sure, that everything matches out. So again, everybody, we're looking at the amount of money, the names of the entry person, and the sellers. So make sure everybody gets credit for their 5 or 7 tickets being sold, as well as the monies that we, present back to the body. Hope that was satisfactory. Any other questions? Any other discussion on it?
Okay, and just to be clear, so you're hearing it from me because I'm doing it. I'm gonna make sure those names are there long enough for individuals to search and see their name. So that way it's no problem, like, okay, there's my name right there. So I know I had this entry, whatever form, whether it's physical ticket, Cash App, or through the credit card, your name is on the list as an entry.
Okay.
Are there any other suggestions or any other discussion on how we do the raffle? Any other questions for Phil or Tracy?
Yeah, so when is the date again for the cutoff?
I think the 15th is the cutoff. The drawing is the 17th.
Yeah.
So 15th is the last day to get tickets in by.
Yeah, technically. But you
12
give me the
midnight.
money. You give me money on the 16th. I'm running the field saying, "Please put this in."
And Mike gonna get cussed out, but
I can make cussed out before. Tracy talks to me all the time like that.
Sure do. I sure do.
Michael,
Yes, ma'am.
Michael, this
Yes,
is
ma'am.
Juanita.
Yes, ma'am.
Willie Polk needs.
I got them right here. I got the 4 right here. I had somebody
Okay.
try to come down there because I've been tied up and they couldn't. So if it's okay with you tomorrow, matter of fact, I'm coming downtown today. I'm going to the comedy thing. If it's okay with you, I can drop them off tonight, or I can do it tomorrow. You let me know.
Yeah,
Which day?
it's okay.
Tonight's good?
Yes,
Okay. As soon as the meeting's over, I'll head down that way.
okay.
Thank you, dear. Any other discussion or questions on the room full of friends?
Yeah, this is Angela. I do have maybe a recommendation. If it's not too much, would it be okay if as we draw near the date, that anybody that sells tickets, they can, check with Phil or Tracy and just do a quick run through of the names of the individuals that they have sold tickets, so that way
They can.
I feel comfortable. My stuff matches up. Your stuff is matching up. And I know that those names are getting entered. I mean, I know they're getting entered,
Right.
but you know what I mean? So it's not
No,
a last
we understand. Would it make sense to send a document out to everybody the day before the drawing? The drawing is the 17th. Would that make sense? Would you be comfortable with that? Would that make sense for everybody would see it?
What type of document?
With the name, with everybody's names. She was saying
Entry names.
entry names.
All right, remember Tuesday, July the 13th, I'm driving to Florida.
Okay.
Between 13th and the 14th, I'm gonna be on the road. I'm not gonna have access to a laptop, a computer, or anything. Now, when I get to my daughter's, I can possibly try to update everything and send it out.
Okay, and Phil's gonna also be on vacation as well.
Yeah, Phil's on vacation too.
So let me do this. Let me get with Phil and Tracy offline, and we'll see if we can engage some of the other committee members.
I'll probably be able to do it, but I don't want to say yes.
Right.
I definitely will.
But
I haven't seen my grandkids in almost a year.
Let
if
me
they do something, I'm gonna do it.
Let me offer this. Angela, we will address that. Even if it's to the point when we actually do a drawing that we may even read the names off, but we will address that. We understand that concern, and we want to be able to have people trust us, and we ever do it again. So I don't know the answer to it right now, but let's put our three heads together, and we'll come back and let you know. We'll even engage you in that conversation. That good?
That works for me.
Okay, thank you so much. Any other questions or discussion? Okay, before we ask for Phil's report, I just want to say take personal privilege to thank Phil and his committee, and also thank Tracy for jumping in. I'm telling y'all, this has been tedious and still tedious. The other day we were talking, and like I think Phil, we had what, $700 profit, and we were like, oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
And people have come through. You guys saw the letter we sent out. We have a lot of people who have not done what you've done. We thank you all who are selling tickets. All of our, most of our, just only a couple of the executive board have not made their commitment yet, but they are committed to doing it. So let you know your leadership is doing what they said they're going to do. They are walking the walk. So I want to thank you all again. Thank you, Phil, and thank you, Tracy, for going beyond the call of duty. Phil, anything you'd like to add before we close out?
No, I don't foresee any problems. I know this is different, but for me personally, this is not the first time I've done it this way, and it works well. And given the climate, it's a safe way to do it. So, the first time we did it, it was all based on physical tickets, and and put it in the rotisserie and pull a name out, so people will complain about that as well. Well, my ticket got stuck at the bottom or whatever the case.
Right.
So
turn it again.
So we always gonna have that, but as long as that the team that's working on this trying to keep everything above board and making sure that all the people that are supposed to be entered are entered, and the amount is correct, and then I think we won't have any problem. We'd be good to go.
Yeah, and again, thank you, everybody. Just appreciate you all so much. All right, there's not any other discussion or questions. I will entertain a motion to accept Phil's report as presented.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, somebody said something I couldn't understand.
Second.
Okay, thank you so much. It has been motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed?
Aye.
Thank you. Those opposed? I'm hearing some background noise, everybody, so I couldn't hear you. Is Tanya online? I can't see that side of the board.
Yeah.
I
Tanya.
am.
Hi, Tanya. Good afternoon,
Hey.
my sister. Can you report on the PROACT, please?
Hey, family, how are you? Well, we all know with the PRO Act, our senators support it. So what I was asking President Joseph was if we could do a media presentation. And that is just, I have the signs and stuff. Maybe we can meet at the vote center and take pictures of us. If you could take some of the signs and take pictures of some of your coworkers or family members that support the PRO Act. And we send the pictures to Phil. And Phil is going to assist in making a media presentation so we can send to nationals and put on our page a social presence. Right now, I'm waiting for communication or something to move forward to see what they're going to do with the other states. I know it was Texas was one of them. I can't think of it. I think Arkansas was the other, who was holding up the process of them supporting the PRO Act. So when that time comes, I would appreciate if you all would jump in and take a sign and get involved in the media presentation that we will present from our chapter. Thank you.
Thank you. And like she said, we'll have, we'll have the senators from Michigan as well, some of the Congress people who supported this. Are there any questions for Tanya? Discussion? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion to accept the report as presented.
So move.
Is there a second?
Second. Second.
There's been motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Those opposed? Thank you. Motion carries. Frank, are you online? I don't see your name.
No.
Okay. So I will give Frank's report during my report on the stroll and roll. And I'm looking to see if Denise Floyd is here. Denise, are you here? No. Okay, so we will forego the fish fry. And Dave Claxton, his birthday today, everybody. Dave Claxton's birthday.
Happy birthday, Dave.
Yes, Dave. And that's why he's not here. And as well as Tawana's grandbaby's birthday. So she was going to stop in and say, girl, you're going to have family first, family first. Okay, next up is the president's report. You saw the letter, and I'm again want to thank Tracy for her assistance with that. You saw the letter that we sent out. There's a lot of information going on. The convention is coming up. So I will start the president report. To give you an update on Shirley Franklin, she is recovering very well and matter of fact, she's taking steps now in her rehab, going up the steps, and she wanted to again give thanks to everybody for your prayers and your well wishes. Shirley Northern, her husband passed. Shirley Northern is one of our national committee members. She has been responsible for the last 20, 25 conventions in terms of organizing and things like that. So Dave Claxton's a good friend of hers, said she is basically the straw that stirs the drink, but her husband passed. He had a heart attack. So we'll keep asking you to keep her family in prayer. Is there anyone who in this group may have lost a loved one that we don't know about? Thank God we don't have a report on that. But keep the Kinlock family, those you know, that's part of my family, the Kinlock family. Pastor Kinlock lost his mother. Not lost. His mother passed, and he knows what his mother is. And her funeral was today as well. And those of you who may know Vera Gregorian, the former HR manager at Dearborn Truck, her mother passed, attended that funeral yesterday as well. So just everybody saying guaranteed, this is not dress rehearsal. Tell somebody you love them. Because you never know what happens. We see all the tragic stories that happen in the news daily, people doing hit and runs and stuff. So again, we ask for prayers for those folks who are dealing with that. If any of our people are ill, uplift them in prayer. I'll give you a CBTU national update on the dues. The dues have not been updated around and it must be paid as soon as possible. If you owe any dues, we had it in our board meeting this week, that any officer, if they are not up to standard with their dues, if they're not up current, then they cannot hold office, and that will be enforced. But we're asking you as members, if you have not paid your dues, to please pay your dues. Your dues must be paid up by Friday, not by Friday, by the 25th, a month before the convention, in order to be eligible to attend the convention. Again, I don't want to press everybody because we had our fundraiser already planned before the this came up with the convention being changed back and forth. And I'm not getting in your pocket, but do whatever you can do. But it's our responsibility as members, the general body, and as executive board members, and they must be completed. The majority of the meeting of the national we had last week covered the convention. Many items were finally finalized, and we received them at the meeting, but we continue to get updates daily. I got one last one just Thursday that I received Thursday morning. CBTU 50th anniversary convention will be totally virtual. It will be held starting on Wednesday, August 25th. We won't be involved with that one. That's just the executive board meeting and the retiree meeting. The theme is remembering our past, embracing our present, while shaping our future. Again, the deadline for eligibility is July 25th, 30 days prior to the convention. The cost for the convention is $160 for active, $110 delegate, $110. And you can have guests, but we don't have the price for the guests. The registration can be done online, and you received that material, the call letter at cbtu.50th.info to register online. You can review all the material. Tracy and I sent you what we have. To give you a brief overview, everybody, of the agenda, I'm not going to go through all of it, but again, look at it when you see it. But basically, it starts on Thursday. They're going to have inspirational moments, and that's going to happen throughout the convention. Again, it's totally virtual. From 12 to 2, the convention call to order and a welcome address. And we'll give a state of CBT. There'll be a lot of videos. So what their vision was to model it after the Democratic National Convention. At 5 p.m., 3 to 5 p.m., they have plenary, taking breaks throughout dinner breaks. Then they're going to come back on the first day from 6 to 8. It's going to be a town hall with all the elected Black international presidents, and Ray Curry will be a part of that. The next day, Friday the 27th, a long day. Again, you look at the agenda, you see specific things, but they're going to be doing a lot of convention work, the women's program. At 6 to 7, they're going to be doing a buildings trade program. From 7 to 8 at night on Friday, we're going to have our regional caucuses. I want you to be aware of that. Someone has their hand up? Oh, no, it's recording. Okay. I'm sorry.
Yes,
Saturday.
Lois's hand is up.
Yeah, Lois, can you let me run through it?
Yeah.
That's why I didn't call on it. That's why I didn't call on it.
Yeah, let me finish, Lois, and come back.
Okay,
Good?
thanks.
Was there something you need to talk about right now?
No. It was the committee assignments. I
Oh,
want to
okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get to it. Yeah. So Saturday is the T-shirt day. President Melvin will be presiding. And that's the only day they're going to have workshops, everybody. The workshops are legislative workshops, social justice reform, going from protest to legislation, civic engagement, grassroots mobilization, and union activism, how to take action and get involved locally. So those are the only workshops that they will provide. And then from 6 to 8, they're having some type of 50th celebration, but they didn't give us any kind of detail. They asked for volunteers for the committee, convention committees from each chapter. And I nominated and people accepted to be on these committees. What I have done, I've submitted their names and emails to National, and National will be contacting you after I read your names. If you did not receive an email by Wednesday, please give me a call and let me know so I can follow up. So the people who will be representing our Detroit chapter, I'm very proud and thank you all for accepting the responsibility. For resolutions will be Gary Grant. Constitution will be Tanya Ray. Credentials will be Chrissy Bowles. Scholarship will be the beautiful Lois. Rules will be the beautiful Tracy. And retirees be the equally beautiful Dave. So Dave is also the co-chair of the retirees committee. He's already been meeting with them. So again, they will contact you, Gary, Tanya, Chrissy, Lois, and Tracy by email. If you have not received any kind of communication by Wednesday, please let me know so I can follow up. They also have the Addie Wyatt Award. And that is traditionally, those of you can look up her history, but she was a CBTU member. She did a lot of great things with the Women's Committee events. And she's a legend in labor from Mississippi, back in the 60s, like Fannie Lou Hamer on that level. So we can nominate someone. And if you have a person you'd like to nominate, send me an email. Some of the names we discussed have been Peaches and Juanita and other folk who are deserving. But if you have some names, or we can discuss it today on the new business, we can find to do that. The Founders T-shirts, they're available online. They started out on Thursday. They have jackets and hats. You can go online on that link on that call letter, and you can see them. The long sleeve T-shirts start from 30. And I'm assuming their prices change when they get larger. CBTU Founder short sleeve starts at $25. The leather jacket, which looks really nice, starts from $260. And the baseball cap looks really nice. It's at $30. Something that we have to get on is resolutions. If we decide as an organization to include resolution, we have done so in the past. I will be working on this. Lois has volunteered to assist on this. And if anybody wants to help on this, let's discuss this today on the new business. So again, the resolution is the main, those of you who've never been to the convention, they publish a book. And in that book, all the resolutions, all the things we want to talk about as a national organization, as local organizations in that book, and it's passed out to all the different members. It's a recorded record. So a resolution is the main motion in parliamentary procedure, which expresses the writer's formal opinion or sentiments. All data used in the resolution must be factual and supported by easily identifiable information. We need suggestions. We have some from the board. I'll share those with you. We'd like to get some from you today. So what we're looking at right now is voter suppression, especially here in Michigan. Those of you who may or may not know, Michigan is now doing, they're pushing forward because everybody's been kind of quiet. One of the most repressive voter suppression bills in the country. Michigan is doing that. Police brutality, economic opportunities for Blacks and women. And Lois brought up a great point about the CRT. And we need to, we're going to later on down the year go in more of that. A lot of people don't even know what the CRT is. I'm talking about the critical race theory. And what it is teaching history. And people who don't believe in our history and are offended by it because it makes them look bad. But it's the truth. So Lois made a great point. She said teachers, matter of fact, Lois I'm gonna ask her to talk about it, that teachers are being attacked, our union sisters and brothers in the educational field. So she'll give us a little more background on that. So as I get to, we get to new business and we talk about the convention, think about a resolution that maybe CBT Detroit can do. But we're gonna need someone to help us with that. Right now, it's just me and Lois, but we're gonna need anybody. We need your help with that. They also asked, and this is new, they want video and text testimonials, whether you're a CBTU member, staffer, officer, past or present, or a staunch ally, part of CBTU family. They want you to submit a video. Again, that's in the information Lois and I sent you out, or it can be a text, but they want the testimonials. That's part of the inspirational stuff they're gonna be showing all day. What is your story? What is your connection to CBTU personally? And then you email your video and you have that again, that area to send it to. 50th anniversary. For our segment, what we come up with is to talk about Detroit, because Detroit was very integral to CBTU. Besides the UAW, presence being heavy through CBTU, especially from the Michigan area, as well as UAW being a major financial sponsor of CBTU, and TUOC being an integral part of TUOC's CBTU's founding. Horace Sheffield and Coleman Young and Bill Lucy all used to work very, very closely together. A lot of people don't know that story. When I did an interview with Bill Lucy, he started talking about Detroit stuff, and I was like, man, how you know about that place? How you? He said, man, I used to live here. I used to work with Coleman Young. I was like, wow, I didn't know that. So we want to make our 50th anniversary, our presentation about the history of Detroit CBTU. We've got a lot of rich history. So Tawana, Bruce, Dave Claxton and I are going to be co-chairing that. And again, we are going to have a meeting this week with on the committee. It's Peaches Anderson, Juanita, Frank, Shakar, Joanne White, and Pam Smith. If anybody else would like to join us on that committee, either text me or let me know today, because we're going to again be meeting next week. The national board information. This was one of the best CBTU meetings national I've ever experienced. I was so elated and excited. CBTU and our president Terry Melvin and the other brother's name again, I can't remember, from Chicago, they are co-chairs of the AFL-CIO. They're talking to the police. CBTU and other organizations still going after, supporting the George Floyd Act, police reform, as well as what the Justice Department is doing. But they're attacking it from a different perspective, from a labor contract, because as labor members, we have standards that we have to adhere to. So, for example, they're saying to these police officers, if you see your partner brutalize somebody, it is your responsibility as a union brother or sister to let someone know about that. So it's just fascinating. They let us know the Order of Fraternal Police is not a union, but they are paid by police officers for advice. They're not lawyers, but they make money off people. So again, AFL-CIO is driving this. Their president is driving this, and our president, President Terry Melvin, and the brother from Chicago are co-chairs of this national committee. The strike against Home Depot in Atlanta and other areas in Georgia continues to fight voter suppression. You guys may remember we talked about it earlier this year. Georgia has some very repressive laws. Supreme Court, if you notice, been going on. They upheld some of these voter suppression initiatives. And then we also found out that there's an African-American man who was the CEO of Home Depot. So the people in Atlanta, the Georgia CBTU Atlanta chapter, they're going to try and set up a meeting with him to find out if he can open his mind. For Detroit CBTU, chapter reports. All chapter presidents now, we get to submit our reports electronically, quarterly, with videos and photos, whatever we're doing. And there was some pushback on it. We had to submit this report for the convention. And my deadline is the 25th, and I need your help. And there was some pushbacks from the other presidents besides myself, because we're like, hey, you told us don't meet in 2020, so what can we report? Although we have done a lot of things, and everybody, our chapter, I can just tell you, listening to other chapters, we are dynamic. We do a lot of stuff. A lot of folk aren't doing some of the same things that we're doing. So we do have some things that we report, but not robust as we would if COVID hadn't been there. But if you have anything that you are part of in 2020 at CBTU that I may have forgotten, I mean, I've talked to Frank, I've talked to Tracy. Tracy's helping me on this. We're going through our minutes, but if there's something that you know of and just think I know it, don't necessarily mean it's true. Hit me an email or text and let me know some event that you may participate in. For example, the Mildred Gaddis, we gave away food at that event. I totally forgot about that. So please help me with that, everybody, so I can make sure that our chapter is represented correctly. Juneteenth event, and again, we've been Frank's report. I want to first personally thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of you that came out there that day. I was so proud. We had more CBTU members, Detroit members than anybody, and it was just it was heartfelt. And I just again thank you, my brothers and sisters, for walking the walk. It was really a great event, and we were sitting around talking. Juanita and Calvin and a bunch of us. We walked through the downstairs, and it is those of you didn't get a chance to go in, it's basically an art gallery, a Black history with photos, with things being made. And the moment struck me because this is the same, and we were on the steps of City Hall where the mayor, Orville Hubbard, said Black people ain't coming to Dearborn, ain't gonna live here, didn't even want us in their parks. So you're not familiar with that history. As a matter of fact, it ignited the career of Reverend Wendell Anthony. Black people would go to the parks in Dearborn, and the police would go up on them on their picnic and say, show me your ID. If you're not a Dearborn resident, get out of here. Never talk to white folks. This is a historical fact. And on those city steps, that man said Black people would never, ever be welcome in Dearborn. And of course, we know about the traffic stops and so forth and so on. So it was a very significant day for it to be in the first national holiday of Juneteenth. We have started planning this before that became a fact. After it became a national holiday, and we had everybody and their mama want to come and speak. We want to change the entire program. But we didn't. Frank did a yeoman job we got to thank Frank, Frank's input in making this thing happen. He asked me to come along, and Dana also Harris, we also joined in. And give a special thank. Y'all see Andrea Hunter, give her a special hug. That sister is the truth. Frank and I have told you about some of the challenges we have working with people who don't work like we do. When we give our word, we give our word, and we work honestly. And we have put out literature saying we're going to give you T-shirts, we're going to give you wristbands, and the wristbands give you a discount, blah, blah, blah. Well, truly, y'all, the event started at midnight. We talking about 11:30. They were like, oh, we don't have the money for the wristbands and T-shirts. We're not going to do them. After we sent out literature, social media, yada, yada, yada. Andrea Hunter got the money for us to get those T-shirts and those wristbands and some other things she did with her team. She had young people registering people to vote. I mean, it's phenomenal. I could tell you guys so many roadblocks we encountered, but we got over it. And it was really a great event. Those of you did watch the news media, our event had more coverage than anybody else's. And it's also unique in the sense that Natanya was a part of the panel, Tafari Brent, and I have a great deal of respect for their police chief. I met him, and he's the truth about making change. And he didn't agree with everything I said or what Tanya said, but he was willing to listen. And Josh from Channel 2 was our MC. So it was a really great event. So CBTU should be proud, and that'll be in our report when we do it. So again, give kudos to Frank for leading that all year. Executive board attendance, just to let the body know, it's something we've been talking about for our executive board, e-board members, that they attend. Those who heard, we excuse people for whatever reason. This is a volunteer organization, people are giving their time, but those of us who are elected to these positions, we have the responsibility to do the job. So we are going to be making sure that attendance is done correctly. The voter suppression, I received some additional information from the Michigan Democratic Party Chair, LeVar Barnes, who was here, and we will be sharing that with you as well. Vaccination stations, we received a lot of accolades nationally and locally for our vaccination stations, as well as with our town hall on the vaccines. We got a lot of accolades on that, everybody. So we're suspending the vaccination stations, but tell everybody this thing is not over. If they haven't been vaccinated, they need to be vaccinated. We're about to enter a new phase besides the variant when the schools open back up. And we don't know what the hell's going to happen. So if you know people in your family have not been, or friends or community folk, tell them please get vaccinated. There are other places they can go. We're going to start back up in September when school starts again. And Phil gave his report on the raffle. Our next meeting, we'd like to have our next meeting outdoors, be in person. We talked about it at the Rory Gamble event, which was a very nice event. And so we have a committee headed up by Andela White and Michelle Thomas. They're the co-chairs, and they're going to come up with some ideas. I get my suggestions were that we grill hot dogs, veggie burgers, chips, non-alcoholic drinks after the meeting. If people want to have adult beverages, we'll go at it. But we're thinking about doing it outside, whether it's Belle Isle, whether it's a park in Oak Park, or whether we go to a Dearborn Park. We were about being outside. The other committee members are Gary Grant, Tracy Dye, Juanita McKinney. Ooh, Juanita, we working you, girl. Angela Powell and Calvin McKinney to organize this event. So they'll get with me and I'll share that, their plans with you. And that concludes my report. Again, I'll be sending you more information about the voter suppression things that are happening in there. And also one last thing, we will be having another town hall. It'll be on the proposal with the city charter, just trying to lock in the people to participate. We don't want it to be a shouting match because there's a lot of information people don't know about. So we're pulling that together and we'll let you know the date, but it should be within 2 weeks. And that concludes my report. Are there any questions? Now Lois will be. Are there any questions? Lois?
Oh, she's gone.
Oh, she's gone. Oh, I see her face still up here. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay.
Oh,
It's still on.
She,
Yeah.
oh, okay, maybe I missed. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Lois, you had a question? You wanted to, I really want you to tell everybody about the CRT and how it's affecting the teachers union.
Oh, okay, Mike.
Thank you.
I'm on my thumb, so it's hard to unmute. I
Oh, no problem.
apologize to everyone. Hi. Well, the critical race theory, which is, we're using RT saying it like that. It is really about teaching history. And the legislators are now saying that we cannot teach the history. They do not want it. Any teacher that is caught teaching it is in a threat of losing their employment. And the union is saying they're going to fight for them to keep their jobs. But meantime, just think about if all your income was cut off today, what would happen? You may get your job back later on. And that is what the legislators are depending on, is that they're going to starve us out. And they don't want you to mention anything about race, period. Slavery was, as one gentleman said, it was an untasteful situation for a brief moment. I don't know how you can count 2,000 years as brief, but 200 years is brief, but it still feels like 2,000 because we're still under it. The things that are happening that are affecting us. And so all the unions are coming together under AFL-CIO to fight this, because we know if we change the history, it's going to be written by people that don't look like us, have not suffered to the magnitude of people of color, and especially African Americans. So I'm going to help our president write a resolution with the help from my national union, the American Federation of Teachers, so we can have a strong resolution for the convention. Because if they can change this, rewrite history, what else can they do? And everything is pending on that, because you will not be able to talk about police brutality. You will not be able to talk about not having a seat at the table, because guess what? There's no basis for it. So I will be working closely with Michael to get this. He's my president, but he's still my Mike. So I'll be, yeah, so we go back so far. So I'll be closely working with him. But anyone that has any ideas or any situations, please do not hesitate to let me know about it. So I can be very current when we give our concrete examples of where it's taking place, besides just in the classroom, because they don't want it being spoken, period. And it's at the university level too.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Lord.
Juanita,
I'm sorry. Juanita, thank you, Lord. Where, Juanita? You're muted, dear. You're muted, Juanita. We can't hear you, Juanita. You're muted. Okay, Juanita, Juanita.
You got to unmute.
We can't hear you, Juanita. Can somebody text her real quick? Is someone else?
I just sent her a thing to unmute herself.
Okay, thank you.
All right, she's on mute.
Okay.
Go ahead, Juanita.
So the Asian got a hate crime bill moved within a few weeks. So what about us? We respond to that American bill, hate crime bill passed.
You should make that a resolution, Juanita, is that what you're saying? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Will you be willing to work with me on it?
Yes.
Thank you. I get down. And by the way, is there anyone else that would like to work on these resolutions or any of these committees, like for our next meeting? I'm not talking to the body now, everybody. Is there anyone else that would like to work on? I don't want to just pick on anybody. I would love to have Bobby work on that.
So question on just for clarification.
Mike.
The bill that's, am I muted? No. The bill that's being presented, is that attacking what race? Is it race specific or is it a general thing about history?
Are you talking about CRT or are you talking about the Asian bill?
No, the CRT.
The CRT is talking about American history. Basically what it is, Phil, and for everybody, is that they're saying that teachers are well, if you watch Let It Rip, one guy put up 6 examples and everybody like, yeah, okay, whatever. He's saying, for example, they have to get up in front of a classroom and say, and it says black woman on the board, and you have to say what does that mean to you when you see the word black woman. They're saying that white kids are starting to feel guilty for slavery and for the atrocities done, not just to black people, but done to Native Americans.
Okay, but that's not my question.
Mm.
On that, I understand that part. I grasp that part. The part I'm trying to understand, are they, for me, where I need the clarity at is that is it still going to be okay to talk about Christopher Columbus but not talk about slavery? That's the point.
It would depend on
You
that
can
school
talk
district.
about Christopher.
Go ahead, Lois.
You can talk about Christopher Columbus because he discovered America. That's pleasant. You cannot talk about any atrocities that has happened in America, like the Trail of Blood that deals with the Native Americans, how they genocide that whole group of people that we barely know anything about.
When they gave the Native Americans smallpox blankets with smallpox on it, you can't talk about that.
Well, the march, march they
Trail
had.
of Tears. Trail of Tears.
Trail of Tears.
No, okay.
You can't talk about any atrocities. Everything is rosy and peaches.
Oh, okay, so we can't talk about January the 6th either.
Oh,
in the future.
What are you talking
I'm just
about?
I'm just trying to get clarity.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
Yeah. Okay.
They do not want anything talked because they're saying it is upsetting the children.
Whatever.
So, but specifically, we're talking about in the class in the classroom. They're coming up with these crazy ideas. Even in books, they say that slaves were treated well and dressed well. I mean, it's amazing. We're trying to get a copy of the teaching I did at the Juneteenth event, where we talk about the black codes. A lot of people don't know about those, and we're telling them, they're not slaves; they were enslaved people. These were human beings. They were teachers, they were doctors, they were kings and queens, they were farmers who were stolen from their land and forced labor. So when we talk about that, one guy, I'll give you a perfect example. After the event, this one guy came to me and said he didn't really, agree with me on white privilege and things like that. And I asked him, I said, do you believe in DDB? He said, well, DDB. I said, yeah, DDB, deliberately disadvantaging black people. That's what America has done. America gave, they never talk about it. When immigrants came from Europe, they gave them land. They didn't give us our 40 acres in the mill. So all of that, we will not be able to talk about. So that's the kind of thing like that. But we will include that. Is there another hand up?
Yeah,
Gary.
Yes, good afternoon, everybody. Touching on critical race theory, I think how we need to present it to people is that it's a way of, for lack of a better term, how they say you put lipstick on a pig, right? It's kind of a way to kind of blend it and say, hide all that history, because what is happening now with things being more transparent, the technology, the social media, everything, all of this history comes out, and you have where, it's getting to kids at a time before their programs and taught hate. So it's starting to water down, and the more that we start to unify, the more you start to see people of different ethnic backgrounds unifying, going against going against the division that's been preset for a lot of generations. You're starting to have where you see where now with the George Floyd marches and different protests, where you have people of white folks and different folks out and actually protesting with people of color against crimes against everyone, anything that's just wrong. So the whole point that they're trying to do is now is reinstitute a way to keep that division amongst people. So when we say critical race theory, it's really we have to be confident of how we sell it or how we present it to a point to where it makes it inclusive of how they're trying to eliminate all that. You know, where it's not about race, or it's not about this. We're all American. Where we have to keep that, okay, well, that's fine, but the history is the history,
Right. Gary, if you get a chance, and everybody get a chance, I'm trying to think of the brother's name. He's a professor. Oh my God. You see him on Meet the Press, real nice goatee, gray hair, intelligent brother. His name escapes me at the moment, but he had a debate with a guy, and and the white guy kind of had to give it up. He said basically the same thing that Gary said. The critical race theory is a joke, y'all. It doesn't exist. The Republicans are very good at messaging to get their people, whether they're talking about Antifa, and things like that. Like right now, remember the guy said the resurrection of the insurrection was he thought it was a tour if he didn't think about it. And then they showed him, fight, putting up a barricade, prevent them from coming into Congress. So they're very good at messaging. That's what his brother, I almost had his name, what he's talking about. So similar, Gary, he's saying the same thing, that we get away from making it about race, that we're making it about history. For example, a lot of people understand the Emancipation Proclamation did not free slaves. All it dealt with was basically a secession of the South. But people in Maryland and Kentucky could keep their slaves. Abraham Lincoln didn't care about black folks. He said, send them back to Africa. He said, we weren't smart enough to even compete with white people. So they don't want those kind of things. It's just like George Washington chopped down a tree and didn't tell a lie. That never happened. But that's part of our lexicon in America. Okay. Any other hands up? Before we continue, because I want to bring Frank in on this, I've got some names that I don't recognize. Who is Trich, T-R-I-C-H? Who is that?
I don't see that name.
I said it's the last one. T-R.
That's Tony Rich, I think.
That's Tony Rich.
Tony Rich.
Okay. Well, I wasn't a spy. I can't figure this stuff out. And there was another name up here.
I did the same thing earlier. That's the only reason I knew.
Okay. Okay. And I see Dana Green.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dana Green.
Okay. There he is. Okay. All right. So any other questions or comments on the president report? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion, and we're going to talk about those committees and some other things in a moment. I'll entertain a motion to accept the president's report as presented.
Motion to accept the president's report.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Hearing none. Thank you. We'll just deviate for 1 second, take personal privilege. Frank is on the line. Frank, we talked about committee reports. I just rolled yours into my report, and I gave them my thoughts about the Juneteenth event. But you're here, I'd like you to share that with everybody, because you came to us, and I told you personally and professionally that we would support you all the way with this. With Dana, and then people from Lansing came down, as well as working on the committee. Those of you who may or may not know, Frank was in an accident, and we thank God that he's okay. So Frank, could you give us your report on the Strolling Road, sir? Did Frank leave?
Oh, he's still here. He's just
okay.
muted.
Oh, okay. Frank, you're muted. Can you come on?
Franklin strode and rode.
Send him a note, please, because he'll have some insight I like in the share. And it was really good because Danny got a chance to speak, and Andre got a chance to speak, and some of the other people were behind the scenes. So it was great. Frank, are you with us?
Hello.
Hey, Frank.
Hello.
Yeah, we hear you. We hear you. Frank, I was asking you to make your report and share with everybody about your unfortunate accident. But please, the floor is yours, sir.
Oh, I'm all right. It seems that way anyway. I have a few episodes of back pain. I was rear-ended on Greenfield. I was parked, And a young lady rear-ended me Thursday morning. And you see, I got my healer is here with me.
Hi.
The boss.
So she came over to direct traffic. And she got me going. I'm like, hey, you know, I couldn't do it before. I really can't do it now. But I just wanted to just stop in and say, hey, let everybody see I was all right. We'll see what happens in the next week or so.
You're in our prayers, my
We gotta
brother.
worry about the aftershocks.
You are in our prayers. Can you give us a report, Frank, your report on the stroll and roll, sir?
On what?
The stroll and roll?
Oh, man, why you want me to go into that?
Well, just so they have your perspective. I know it's the last time we'll talk about it, but I want to hear from them to hear from
All
you.
right, well, hold on, let me turn this fan off so I can hear you. All right, y'all hear me now?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, well, the stroller roll, it went off. It was, of course, a bunch of hitches, but that day actually turned out to be a historic day. There were a few issues with the, all right, Bob, you tickle me later. Talk to you later. All right, thank you. But anybody got a 5 or 6 year old with them? Bring them, please. But like I said, it went off primarily because we had to hijack the run of show and make sure that we had Black folks on the program. That day itself, I think we got a late start, but that was because a lot of folks showed up late from the who was supposed to speak, but then it was just a mess. Like I said, but the day overall, and y'all forgive my confusion and whatnot. So I think sometimes I have a little issue with that since I got hit in the back. But they want to do it again next year. We had a debrief meeting yesterday. Most of the people came to the same conclusion that if we didn't make them do it, it wouldn't have happened. So we're gonna drag them kicking and screaming to make some.
They muted.
Ella.
Yeah, we lost your sound, Frank.
All right, hold on. Let's see if I'm back.
Yeah,
Y'all hear
you
me now?
back.
We hear you now.
All right. So they want to do it again, but we're gonna do it again with a smaller, more detailed committee.
You hit the mute, Frank.
Okay. I tell you what, we'll come back to Frank when he joins us. Hello, somebody's got some music on? Okay.
Hear me?
Someone's got some music on. If you get mute, thank you.
Okay. I guess I'm coming back. My battery is dying.
Okay. Well,
So,
Frank, I just want to again thank you, man, for your leadership.
all right.
Regional.
I got my family coming over to check on me, so let me go.
All right, brother. Thank you, man.
All right. Thanks.
Okay. Good. All right. Could you mute? There, because I'm starting to dance. Okay. All right. So we're moving right along. So and I need some help. Did we vote on the president report? I'm sorry. We did vote on it? Okay. Thank you. All right. So next up, everybody, is let me go to new business. Any new business?
Yeah, Mike, I brought up the situation concerning Cedar Point tickets. I did send that information out, and I believe everybody might get it. Tracy did update everything for me. She might send some emails out to everybody. So Cedar Point tickets, we do have at the local. Anybody who wants Cedar Point tickets will have an opportunity to get them at the local. They're $35 for a one-day ticket. The flyer explains everything. So if you don't have a flyer, Tracy can send you one if you didn't get one.
She sent it out already, bro.
She already sent that. Okay.
Yeah, you know
all right.
Tracy. Tracy don't mess around.
Right. I know she on point. She on point.
On
That's a
point.
good thing.
Yeah.
And the other thing is the Tiger Day. I did have my phone here, but I just took it upstairs to charge it too. It's either on the 28th or the 29th, whichever day that is in August. It's on a Saturday. It will be that. The 28th or the 29th, whichever day is Saturday. 29th? 28th. Okay, 28th. So we're still getting the information with the t-shirts and the ticket prices. And once we get those flyers, we'll make sure we get them to everybody to the same process. So we'll make sure we get them out. That's a local 600. So we have our Tiger Day where we'll be out at Tiger Stadium. We already got 400 tickets blocked. Once we get the flyers out, that includes a t-shirt and a ticket. So come on out and enjoy yourself as UAW Day, our Tiger Stadium Day, the local 600.
And Tigers are winning. So it should be entertaining. Thank you, Tony. Any other new business? Okay, I'd just like to let you know two quick things. One, I forgot to put in my president report. Last Friday, I represented us in a march that we did. There's a bunch of folk who are trying to make a difference. We had a march, and one of the largest marches they've had so far. They've been doing it for about a month or so. And it was covered by the media, which they hadn't had it before. And the police were there, which they hadn't had before. So we had like about 12 police cars. They had blocked off the traffic. We marched from Rosa Parks Boulevard down Davidson to Livernois. I did not know we were going to march that far and back. So I was a sore camper when I got home. But it was great, y'all. We were marching and they were chanting like, "I love Black people. Stop killing Black babies. Protect our women." And one of the things really, really touched my heart were people on their porches who were giving, lifting their fist up, little kids. I got some great pictures. I haven't had a chance to post them. And some of them actually left their porches and houses and marched with us. As we were marching, people were blowing their horns. "What are y'all doing? What are you doing?" And we told them what we were doing. They just went crazy. And it was beautiful. I mean, people were stopping us as we walked. And the very well organized. They had water for folks, Gatorade. All the channels were out there. I met the brother from Channel 4. But anyway, it was great. So we are going to be looking to work with them and some other things. They are now expanded where they'll be marching in different areas of the city, including the east side, 6 Mile, Livernois, what have you. So we'll get that information out to you as well. Again, CBTU in the neighborhood doing good. Let people know what we are doing. Also, and Lois, are you still here with us, Lois?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
Okay, we under new business, the executive board came up with a motion that was passed after discussion. So, Lois, can you tell about the motion for the president and the CBTU attendance?
Okay, I made the motion that the president of CBTU, that the organization should pay the registration fee for him to or her. But it so happened it's Michael, and they said it would be a bylaw change if I tried to make it something different. So the wording is that the current president, that CBTU would pay the registration fee only for him to attend the convention, the 50th convention. And my logic is behind that is that our president should be able to go places with the help of the organization because of the magnitude of the job. And I also learned that this has been a past practice, so it was nothing brand new, but it's something I guess we do periodically for the convention. It is not a bylaw.
Right.
And the exec board had discussion, and the recommendation was that we pay the registration fee only for the president.
And that's only $110 being a retiree. So
You
we
want me
would,
to read the motion that she put in play was motion to pay the registration fee for the president to attend the virtual 2021 CBTU convention.
so your executive board is bringing that before you, and we can have a discussion on that with the body, and then I will entertain a motion to accept it or reject it. So the floor is open for discussion on that motion with the general body, with the general, not for executive board members, but for the general membership. Hearing no discussion, then I will.
Oh, you have Dana Green's name is up.
Oh, sorry, I don't
Hand
see
is
it.
up, I'm sorry.
All right, go ahead, Dana.
How's it going? I support the motion, but it would be easier to just, when you do the proposed budget or the approved budget, to make the registration line item, and that way you wouldn't even have to go through a motion or approval of a motion. It would already be approved in the budget.
Yeah, that's something we can consider. I don't think we can do that today because we don't have a budget per se, but that's something we can look at doing, Dana. Thank you.
I support it.
Support.
Okay, then I
Second.
call for the question. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Aye.
That's opposed or a? Yeah, I'll ask again. Any opposed? You know, thank you, everybody. Appreciate your confidence in me. Any other new business? Okay. Any old business?
Oh,
I'm sorry. Somebody had new business? Go ahead.
oh, nope, mine's under good and welfare. Sorry, Mike.
Oh, no problem. Hey, Dan. New business. I'm sorry, old business. Pardon me, y'all. Old business. Okay, I will share with you the plaque for Arnold will be ready on Monday. Our mock-up. Frank and I talked about it. We've got some nice words. It'll be the Arnold Miller Memorial Volunteer, and we have a name we're going to recommend for that, but I can't share with you yet. So you'll see that at our next meeting in August that Andela and Michelle Thomas, our co-chairs of, to make sure we'll be outside, we can wear shorts. So we'll get that information to you. Any other old business?
So Michael.
Yes, ma'am.
What happened to the fish fry? How can we donate money?
Yeah, Ms. Floyd's not here. She's head of that committee, so she didn't make a report. I will get with her. We're still moving forward. The last report she gave us, we're going to try and do it in September. And in our minutes, we know it's in the minutes. I think Denise, you, myself, and someone else was going to donate a box of fish. But Denise says give us an update when we get with her. Anybody else like to donate a box of fish? We're talking about those of you who may not know. We're talking about the fish fry we're going to be doing in September. We have a committee that you're more than welcome to join. And we're going to be doing that at Local 600. And Denise Floyd is the chair of that committee.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tony, but you're muted.
Tony, can you hear us?
You're muted. There you go.
Yeah, I donate a box.
Thank you, Tony.
All right.
All these great leaders we have in this organization. And one other item on, I'm sorry.
Second can we want?
Denise is in charge, so we just let her know we're donating. She'll tell us she wants tilapia or salmon or catfish or whatever. So her and her committee are in charge.
Hey, Mike, you could put me Gary Grant down for a box as well.
Thank you, sir. Okay.
No problem.
Love this team. Love this team. And I have one other old business. I'm sorry, Ms. Powell, I put you on the spot. Any update on when we asked you to be our liaison with Local 600 with the feeding of folk, community action? Any update?
The feeding of the who?
Angela was telling us about what 600 does. It was with the homeless, I believe. And I asked her to be our liaison between 600 and us so we can participate.
Yes, she hasn't got any feedback yet on that yet.
Okay.
We're still looking into it. They opened it back up, but we're looking at how we can participate in making it safe, and make sure we can get the food out. So once I get that information, I'll let Angie know and she can pass it on to the board.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it so much. And it's my man, Anthony. Tom, Anthony, I don't know if you were here, but I was giving a shout out to all the people that helped us at the Juneteenth event. You're the man. Just thank you, man, so much. Just want to tell you that publicly. You know, I told you that personally. Appreciate you, man.
Hey, no problem. Anytime.
We got a great organization. Any other old business? Seeing none, good and welfare, Dana?
You guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good afternoon. I just want to let you know on July 24th at UAW Region 1A, we're going to have our general membership meeting. It'll be in person, and special guests will be Assistant Director Laura Dickerson and our Regional Director Frank Woods. So you guys are more than welcome to come out and attend the event. So we look forward to seeing you once again on that Saturday, July 24th at 4:30 p.m. at Region 1A. Thank you.
Then you gonna post it, you know, so we can get.
Yeah, I'll have a flyer. I just have a flyer coming out Monday, and I'll send that to Tracy if she would be so kind to forward that to the membership. I'd appreciate it.
No problem.
Yeah, and Dana, could you please change that to interim regional director? Regional director right now?
Well, right now I already had a discussion with her, and that's where it stands. Is just how I said it, Tony. I've already cleared that with her.
As assistant?
She's still assistant director right now. Nothing. It's not official yet.
I understand that. Okay.
All right. Thanks, Tony.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Dana.
Thank you.
Hey, Dana, you know, one more thing.
Yeah.
Dana, I got your ticket here, so I'll see you sometime today.
Okay.
All right, my brother. Or you can just go Cash App it, baby.
I got you, man.
Yeah, and give Tracy the credit for it, my man.
I sold my tickets the first day.
Well, give me the credit because I need money. Thank you.
All right,
Thank
no
you.
problem.
And Dana, thank you again for hard work you did. You know, we you know, being recorded, so we don't go in a lot of detail about the committee experience we had. But you did a great job, man, and showed your leadership. So kudos to you, my brother.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Any other good and welfare? Okay. All right. Well, then I will entertain.
Excuse me, brother president. I did have one. Is this like?
I'm sorry. Excuse me.
That's okay. I just wanted to, as a member of Mega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, president of the Signal Road chapter in Ann Arbor, Michigan, I would just like to invite everybody out to Depot Town in Ypsilanti, free jazz concerts all summer. They're every Friday from 7 to 9. This coming Friday will be Kimmy Horn. We also will have Charles and Gwen Scales. LaShawn Gary will be there. Randy Scott will be there. It's every Friday.
Racy Biggs gonna be there.
Yep, Racy Biggs will be there. Well,
And I was there last night with Straight Ahead.
Yeah, actually, Racy Biggs was July the 2nd.
Oh, I missed Racy.
Yeah, he was already there. So it's a free concert. There will be refreshments and booths where you can purchase food at, but it's all free. It's all summer, every Friday from 7 to 9, and we will have a booth there as well, so you can come out and say hi to me. And I appreciate you.
Were you there last night?
No, I was actually having our meeting, but I was there for Racy Biggs, and I will be there on the 16th as well.
Yeah, I was there last night. Everybody, I recommend it. It's free. You can have free parking, or you can have paid parking. I had some salmon that was out of this world. It was only $4, and the salmon about that big. And there's a lot of food. I bought barbecue sauce. You know, support African American businesses. You know, bring your chair. You got to bring your chair. And the music was great. It was great. Straight Ahead was off the chain. So thank you, brothers. We'll be there to support you. Next time I'll come see you. Okay.
Outstanding.
All right. Thank you. Any other announcement? Thank you, man. Any other announcement?
Yeah, actually, I just got an email. I'm actually going to share it with you right quick.
Okay.
As you can see, this is BMIU North Meet South in Atlanta. So it is official. So we already had the reservation link here, and I'll send this to Tracy as well, so it can be sent out. So this conference will be in Atlanta in October, the 21st through the 24th, at the Western Hotel. This is Morehouse BMIU joint venture, so for this conference. So
Phil, you go a little more detail about it so people that may not be aware of Black Men Union.
If anybody's ever attended attended Black Men in Union, that was started at the University of Michigan, where it's a peer-to-peer type education. It is us teaching us on anything from male, female, to parliamentary procedures, to getting the state elected, contract, negotiation, just any of that. That's just us teaching us. So it's a peer-to-peer type education. And so Morehouse came up and liked what they saw at what we were doing at BMIU and wanted to duplicate it in Atlanta. And so I've been meeting with them. Me and a few others have been meeting with them every Wednesday for over a year now, trying to get this together. So we finally pulling it off. And so I will be coming to our chapter later for a donation, but not in the form of donation, but yours truly is in charge of the souvenir booklet. So, I got to get ads. So,
well, I can commit for organization. We will support you, Phil.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
That's a done deal.
Okay. No
Phil,
problem.
I have a question though. So you said North and South. And South traditionally has not been a hotbed of union activity. So what's the hook? What do you guys?
And that's one of the primary reasons that we're doing this is doing it with them is that to get more union, not just density, but more education on what union is. Even though they have unions in the South, but it's not that many. They not grasping it like like we do here in the North. So they're more and more seeing benefits of it. But that was the rationale, and then the instructional staff will be 1-on-1. So it'll be one person from the North and one person from the South, and then all the facilitators will be students from Morehouse. So, try to get them involved at a young age,
That's fantastic.
So, yeah, it's turned out really, really well. So
Phil, after we do the raffle, the thing, after you do your vacation, let's me and you get together. I may be able to have some financial support from you from another organization.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And I will forward this to you, Tracy.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you, Phil. I'm proud of you, bro. Keep the good work, man.
Excuse me, President. I do.
Go ahead, Ms. White.
I'm sorry. On July the 14th, Wayne County Commissioner Monique Baker McCormick is doing a tribute and remembrance concert out at Belle Isle from 4 to 8. And you have to register through Eventbrite. So you go on there and you look up her name and it'll come up and then you just register. And the event is free, but she's doing a concert to for all the people that has went on to glory. Okay. And it's on the 14th of this month.
14th
from
of July.
4 to 8.
That's like 4 days away, everybody. And I'm sure if you go on her page, she'll have a flyer.
Yeah, she does. She does.
Thank you, Sergeant. I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
And co-chair of our next meeting location.
Yay.
Any other announcements? Okay, does anyone have any other resolutions, ideas? Please send them to me. If there are some committees that you want to work on, please send those to me directly. Call me or email me or text me and let's talk. The last thing I like to leave us all with is the political climate of this country right now. We need to be aware, and President Melvin was talking about it, the fear that's going on with the Republican Party. The attacks on democracy is real. Michigan is right now, it's going to have one of the worst repressive doggone voter suppressive piece of legislation, and we cannot sit back and let them get away with that. So let's keep abreast of that. I'm working with some people trying to put together a workshop so we can go into more detail. Director Barnes and I talked, and we talked about targeting the Republicans who are leading this. But basically, they get away with no unscathed. So we're looking at attacking them with a candidate to run against them. But everybody, we need to be vigilant about the voting. I'm telling you, this is real, and it affects not just Black folk, but seniors and young people. Anybody they think. Last, I'll leave with this. The man said in front of the Supreme Court of the United States of America, not in the hallway, not in the bathroom, but inside the courtroom, when the judge asked him, why do you need it? He said, we don't have it, we're going to lose elections. Not because it's the right thing to do, not because it'll make voting safer or more efficient, because they were scared they would lose any more elections. This is some real stuff, y'all. We have to be vigilant and be ready. We got so many things we're dealing with, but that's something that we got to fight, that our grandfathers and great-grandfathers fought about the right to vote. Any other announcements? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion for adjournment.
So
I make
moved.
a motion for adjournment. Yes.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, vote with your click button. God bless you all. Have a good weekend, everybody. Be safe.
Also.
Thank you. Thank you, Phil.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you, boy.
No problem. Did you get that, Tracy? You didn't know
Get what?
that email? Oh, you probably didn't get a pop-up yet.
No.
All right, see y'all later.
Peace out.